Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm with Justin MIRIGLIANI, and our show today is Take Steps and Kick IBD. What are we talking about here, Justin?
What a day that is. The Take Steps event is just amazing. We're going to be at Lincoln Financial Field again and get a chance to meet a lot of great people and have a lot of fun and raise a lot of money to try to help those with Crohn's and colitis.
And you know what, Justin, we know all about that, don't we? Because we both have been patients for a long time and we're involved with the foundation. You have your own charity. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's Checkmate's Charitable Association. We do until COVID hit, we were doing a yearly game, an NHL celebrity alumni game with some NHL players playing with some of the guys like me who wish we were NHL players. And we raise money, and part of the proceeds go to the Crohn's Colitis Foundation. The other part goes to the Ostomy Association of America, and that's really what our flagship event is the NHL alumni game. We're thinking about doing one in 2024, and we're also going to probably have a comedy night maybe at the end of this year with some local comics. So you can check us out at www.checkmatescharity.com, and if you want more information from me, my email is justin@checkmatescharity.com.
Thanks so much, Justin. Well, I'm really looking forward to broadcasting live from the Take Steps event 2023, June 25th. As you mentioned, Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Philadelphia Eagles. They have
almost the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Almost.
Amazing. And we have a special guest backstage. I'm going to bring her out momentarily. I just want people to know that if you're in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area in the United States of America, because we do have a global audience, we would love for you to join our team. We'd love for you to take the trip in to join us, because it's definitely going to be a ton of fun, especially since we're going to be broadcasting live. And you also get to tour the Eagles locker room, and what a special experience that is.
That was neat. We did that last year, and it was just incredible. So many people who couldn't even imagine having that opportunity got the chance to do that. It was cool.
Definitely worthwhile. So the Crohn's Colitis Foundation of Philadelphia, Delaware chapter really changed my life. The people there are absolutely amazing, especially Dawn Halsey. She is a true gem, as well as Emily and Lucille and Paul and our special guest backstage. So I want to bring out Melanie ZHITNITSKY. She is a senior manager of fundraising campaigns and volunteer engagement. Let's welcome her to the show. Hello.
Hi, Melanie.
I'm so happy to be here.
So nice to have you here. And thank you for the work that you do. You know, people don't understand that fundraising is such a key component for any charity. And it can be exhausting because you're constantly asking people for money or you're asking people to volunteer. And yet it's so needed and so worthwhile. Tell us how and why you got involved with the Crohn's Colitis Foundation.
Sure. So I have my degree in social work, and I always compare kind of fundraising actually to sales. So every company needs sales in order to raise revenue to do the great work that they're doing for profit. And in the nonprofit world, fundraisers are those same people. So the nice thing is that we're asking people to do something that typically means a lot to them. So that's the one nice added benefit that we get over people in sales sometimes. But it is, probably one of the more rewarding things to be able to do something you care about and love, but also bring other people in to get involved with it too.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. I have another question. We'll go to Justin. So I understand that you also have a personal connection to the mission and vision of the Crohn's Colitis Foundation. Would you like to share more about that?
Sure. So I was actually diagnosed with Crohn's disease at age 12. I am one of 4 siblings, and 3 of us have IBD. And something that's kind of the theme of Take Steps this year is all about your journey and how everybody's journey looks different. Even within the same family, that journey looks different. The fact that my sister went through diagnosis got me diagnosed quicker. So I had benefited a lot from the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation as a child. I went to their Camp Oasis, and that really made me so much more comfortable talking about my IBD. And with that, I really learned the power in that, how sharing your story really, it makes other people brave enough to do it too. And if I can help anyone who reaches out just because they know I have IBD navigate something that was harder for me, that's one of the best things about sharing your story. And I really appreciate what you are doing here by inviting people to share their stories, because there's so much power in that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Justin.
Yeah, it's just it's great that people like you are willing to talk about it. I know a lot of people think that it's just a bathroom disease, and it's so much more than that. 20 years ago today, I was in the hospital with kidney stones, and it was the first time that I really was ever in a hospital for more than just an emergency room trip. And that was due to ulcerative colitis. I had severe dehydration that led to kidney stones. And, it's amazing what you can think about and know exactly where you are. And I look back, and 20 years ago, exactly at this time, I was laying in a hospital bed with IVs, and little did I know that I would be back in the hospital within a couple of weeks, even in worse condition. But you know how bad it can be. It could just be so draining, and it could affect your life in so many different ways than just being a problem with the bathroom.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what surprises people most, is that they think it's one thing when it's a multitude of things. I personally, and for everyone, it's different. I personally have like joint issues. And, some people have nutrition issues while other people don't have those issues. It's very fascinating, the range of symptoms that actually make up these diseases. But you're right. I think that people just consider them a bathroom disease, and that adds to kind of the stigma of not wanting to talk about it, or not wanting someone to comment on your food choices, or any of those things. And any different phase of life. I also do that same math very often. On my birthday, I'm like, okay, it's been 21 years, 22 years, 20, since my diagnosis. And it's wild to think that, that just keeps growing, and it's become more of my life now than it wasn't. And that was an interesting milestone to hit too.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I can completely relate to it. And I host a support group, and we had a meeting recently, and someone shared with me, a patient, that this person is in remission, and they've been in remission for a number of years, but they wanted to be part of the support group because every time they leave the house, they're still wondering, is today the day that I'm going to have a relapse? And it's really getting into this person's head. And when you've been through what we've been through, what we go through when you lose control of yourself in public, it is something that really impacts you. So I feel like we have all these wonderful treatments that are out there, that we have so much more than when I was diagnosed 32 or 3 years ago. Yet we still have the mental shame and fear and humiliation that comes along with these diseases. At least I do. And the people that I've met from the support group, they feel the same way.
I agree. And I think that's, why the mission of our organization is so two-pronged. It's to improve the quality of life in children and adults with IBD who are affected by these diseases, but also to cure Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. So that research and those medications have improved the lives of patients so much in the past 25 years, 30 years, treatment has come a long way, and we all ultimately want that cure. But I think what you're saying is really telling. It's like this fear that you live in every day of, when will my future get stolen from me the way some of my past was? And instead, we want to flip that conversation around IBD and have a day where we celebrate the amazing community that we're all connected through something that we all wish we weren't experiencing, but it does connect us in such a unique way. And I think everyone has found, I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself, that I have found so much value in my experiences with IBD. Even with all of the negative stuff, it's helped me grow so much as a person. It's helped me focus around, my family and what's important, but also celebrating that really unique bond that we all have by understanding what each other goes through.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's that when you get to the stadium, you see all the people and you see the age ranges of the people, and you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Somebody else can understand how I feel. I also feel just so upset when I see how young people are getting diagnosed, and even people who are in the later stages of their life when they never had to deal with this, and now it's a problem. So the work that you and your team are doing is absolutely phenomenal. Can you walk us through, Melanie? We have the website up, but can you share with us what are some of the things that take place at this event?
Sure. So that's what I'm most excited to talk about, because this is a day, it's a festival of fun, that, I bring new people every year, and every year they're saying, what's the date of the next event? And that's because it is so fun. Not only are you going to have the chance to interact with doctors and our great sponsors who are doing our outstanding work in the fields of IBD research, and just doing a lot of things to support patients in different ways, whether that's they're in their regular life or their IBD life. But you will see people on stilts. You will see a 360 photo booth on the field. We're trying to make it a party on the field this year, all with some brand new experiences for those who have been before as well. So this year, there's going to be a new ribbon ceremony that really unites us all in kind of the experience we're going through, our journey we're on together. So we're journeying to Mount Remission on June 25th at the link. And, there's going to be characters for kids, a whole area devoted to kids, and all those fun activities. Teams that raise $5,000 or more are going to be able to get that tour of the locker room. And Swoop will be there, the Eagles mascot. So we'll have fun for all. Nobody has ever left that event that I know of thinking that there wasn't something for them at the event. So it's really something for all ages, and it's just exciting to be at the link, especially following such an incredible season.
Absolutely. And by the way, I happen to have this right here in my studio.
There you go. Go register your team.
Journey.
There it is. And
I like it.
We are proud to be sponsors and to be live at the event. We'll be broadcasting from there. So we had so much fun doing it last year. The weather was a little dicey, wasn't it, Justin?
It was early on, right? And then all of a sudden the clouds cleared
around.
And
Yeah, it sure
It has
did.
a way to do that on event day.
Yeah, for sure. I want to go ahead and share the website, and then just have you, Melanie, walk us through what we need to do to get involved. So here we are at takesteps.crohnscolitisfoundation.org, and we'll put this into the chat. So where should I go while I'm here?
So the first thing you should do, and I just want to reiterate, the event is rain or shine. We do have coverage and a full backup plan should it rain. There's plenty of room under the concourse to have a party at the link. But the first thing you should do is go to find an event on the top right.
Okay.
And then you can enter your zip code, or any zip code. You can use our foundation address 19004 or search Philadelphia. And there you go. So hit Philadelphia Take Steps.
Yep. There it is.
And there is that big register now button, and that is where you would get started. So this event is free to attend. Everyone who joins your team will get a unique fundraising page that you can share to invite others to support you as you take steps for cures for Crohn's and colitis, and to improve the lives of patients living with IBD. You can find all of the event detail. I would want to highlight that we have a great honorees page. So right over there. And if you're curious about those fundraising awards, like that tour of the link, there's lots of different levels. So you can explore that page too. But these are all of our honored heroes this year. We have an incredible lineup of really inspiring people doing a lot of amazing, amazing work with the foundation. Ryan is just incredible. He is a board member and he has added so much to Take Steps over the years. We have the Gears, Jackie and Liam. Jackie is a patient and so is her son. And she got that devastating news that I hope I never get one day with my kids. But if I do, we both know that we're the most equipped to handle it, that her son also had the same disease she was diagnosed with. And we'll keep adding to this. You can read more about their stories. We're so excited to be honoring Dr. Adam Ehrlich, who is part of the Temple Health IBD program and doing incredible work there to help patients. We have Dawn Timoney, our honored media honoree, and she's getting the word out, just like all of us, to try and spread the word about IBD and that it's not something you need to hide behind and you can come celebrate with us. And of course, our patient advocate, Donna McGee. She is an infusion nurse and she's celebrating her 25th year as a nurse this year. So definitely come out and meet Donna. And we have a few more honorees that we'll be announcing over the next few weeks. But we are so excited to have such an incredible group of honorees this year. And this is the fundraising reward page. You can see our new shirts. Every patient gets a shirt, of course, and anyone who raises $100 or more will get a shirt. So definitely read in detail. If you have any questions about this, of course, you can reach out to me. I think my contact information was floating under the screen there. But definitely register, bring some friends, create a team. I promise it won't be an event that you will be sad you would be sad if you missed it. So you definitely want to be a part of it. We're always looking to welcome our new teams into our community. And that's truly what it is, a community.
So exciting. Now, Dawn, if somebody wants to, Melanie, if somebody wants sorry, if somebody wants to do the tour of the Eagles locker room, how much do they have to raise?
So the whole team together collectively would raise $5,000. So it's something to strive for. If you think that sounds unreasonable, it's not. Dawn and I are happy to work with you and Lucille or anyone on our team to help you come up with ideas and strategies to get to that top team goal. So we know you can do it. You can do it. You have a story to tell and an inspiring one. And we're here to help you do it.
Thank you. And one of the questions that people ask all the time, whether it's this charity or some other, is how much of every dollar actually goes to research and development?
Sure. So over 80 cents of every dollar given to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation supports our mission. So our mission is two-pronged. It is to cure Crohn's disease and colitis, ulcerative colitis, and also to improve the quality of life of people affected by these diseases. So we take both of those as equal partners. So over 80 cents of every dollar that you give to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation goes directly to helping people affected by these diseases.
You know what I think is really fascinating, based on the honorees that you have and some additional information that I've had from support group members, we've had a number of people come onto this platform to share a question, which is how much of your longevity is related to your genes? What would you say out of 100%?
Is related to your genes?
Your genes.
I like that question. I don't know. I was like, sometimes I'm like, I defeat the odds anytime I get sick. So I was just like, what you never realize what you can't handle, right? And then you're thrown into a difficult situation. And I like to think that the choices we make to show up every day affects our longevity.
You've got it. You hit the nail on the head. Before I give the answer, Justin, do you want to guess a percentage from 1 to 100?
I'll say 60%.
Okay. And Melanie, would you like to guess?
So this is like
your
how many people
genes
think this way, or how much they actually,
what percentage of your longevity is based on your genes, your genetics?
I'm going 15.
Okay. Good guesses by both of you. I was actually shocked that the people who've been here as experts, this is what they've said, it's 4 to 5%. And the rest is based on your lifestyle choices. So it's so fascinating to me that we just saw a couple of instances where it's genetic.
Yeah. Well, we definitely believe that there is some sort of genetic component, but there's so many scenarios where nobody knows, they've never heard of the disease. I read so many of these patient stories, and it's so fascinating how many of them say, I've never heard of Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis until you know someone. So, people who've been involved with us for a long time, they'll be like, I got involved because I didn't really have a mission connection. I was invited by someone, but I was like, you've now been coming to our event for the past 10 years. I think you have one now. So every person you meet kind of impacts the path you take in life. And I think every challenge you face, it's the same.
I think sometimes people throw around the term, especially colitis. I've heard of people who have, chronic diarrhea, and they say, oh, I have colitis. That's not the only thing that is a determining factor. If you have you actually have to have inflammation of the colon for there to be colitis. So, I think sometimes people just look at, oh, I have diarrhea, I must have colitis. It's much, much more than that. And I think a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with IBS and IBD. I think similar. They're like irritable bowel. I was like, well, one's inflammatory. So I think that sometimes that misinformation can spread in a variety of ways. And I truly like to believe that it's just someone's way of trying to connect when they say that. Sure. But you can't, devalue how a patient hears that, knowing what they're going through. It's a different struggle when you need immunocompromising drugs every 6 weeks, every 4 weeks, every 2 weeks, when you're in and out of the hospital, when you're afraid to leave the house because you don't know what's going to happen. I think that's something we already talked about on this. So I agree. I think that can be a challenging part of being a patient. And I think that's where we come in and we try to educate people about what these diseases really feel like. And that's why bringing so many people to this event, whether they have IBD or not, is so important, because it raises that awareness that they're going to learn something at our event, and they're not going to say that the next time because they're going to know the difference. And that's the value of that.
Yeah, it's very special.
Yeah.
And Melanie, in years past, I know there's been a big opening ceremony. Will that be the case this year?
Absolutely. We're so excited to have some new updates for the opening ceremony. So I think I already teased that we're going to have a uniting ceremony. It's going to be with ribbons, kind of bringing everyone together in kind of a powerful moment that I think we haven't done in the ceremonies in the past. We always have the fun. We always share our honorees share so much of themselves in those ceremonies, but with 3,000 people, sometimes it's hard to connect everyone to the same thing. And I think the ceremony is going to leave people really feeling connected to why we're all there that day.
So important. And to the point you made earlier, I remember last year speaking to some people who did not have the disease, but they knew of someone, and they've come every year, year after year. Mm-hmm. It's also a great opportunity to network. I hate to say that, but it is. There's some huge sponsors, major corporations that are backers for giving donations. Can you talk more about that?
Absolutely. So we are so grateful to have a very wide range of sponsors, and our corporate partners are our true corporate partners. We value everything they add to our IBD community all year long. But, they were just as excited to be there and speak to patients and caregivers. And I think that power, is really shared both ways, because there's so much that they get to learn from our patients and our caregivers and our community and our doctors that are there, all of our major health systems. We want everyone in celebrating our community with us. So if you're interested, no matter what your company does, I promise you there's a place for you at Take Steps. And we're happy to talk about what that is. So definitely reach out to me. My contact information is below. The incredible Dawn Halsey is also more than happy to talk to you about it. and we'll be actually hosting a corporate kickoff. So if you want to come meet some of our corporate sponsors and corporate partners who are already engaged with us, hear from some really incredible speakers, on April 20th at the Union League of Philadelphia, we'll be hosting Brian Margolis and Phil Edelstein to talk about ways that you can kind of grow your own business. And we'll be speaking a little bit about how you can include giving back in your planning, and how that adds value to your business as well. So come get excited about Take Steps with us, and we would love to talk to you more about how we can include your business in Take Steps.
Sounds like a fabulous event in April.
Yeah.
A question I have for you as we come to the end of our show, I think it's really important. I've heard this before from people. I wanted to donate, but I was embarrassed because I can only give a small amount of money. And I say any amount of money is important. What do you have to say to that, Melanie?
So what I have to say to that is that we hope to get our Philadelphia Take Steps, which is the #1 Take Steps in the country, to $1 million. And we are not going to do that with one big gift from one person. We need all of us to commit to our mission of curing Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis and improving the lives of patients. The way we do that is that we all come together and we all give a little bit more than we think we can, because going that little bit extra is always what makes the difference in life. Like, that's everything I take out of everything. You know, if you see an opportunity where you can do just a little bit more for someone else, it's not only going to improve your life, but it's going to improve our community altogether. So it doesn't matter big or small. We want you to know that you are having an impact regardless of how much you can give, because it's true. And whether you want to volunteer, you know, we always need volunteers at this event. We have a small but mighty staff, but form a team. I think you would be surprised that how many people show up to support you when you are going through something, or when you know someone who went through something. And we've been talking about sharing your story, and just being willing to put yourself out there is a huge step. Being able to give is a huge step, and we appreciate it. And we are going to get to that goal because our entire community comes together regardless of where they come from in life, and they gave a little bit to something that they cared about.
Could you imagine if you got 10,000 people? That's not a lot of people if you think about Philadelphia and the surrounding area. If 10,000 people gave $5 a piece, just $5, it'd be $50,000.
I know. It's
and
amazing.
Even if you're just forming a team, you know, you'd be surprised that if you ask 10 people and they each give that much, how quickly that adds up when we're all working towards that common goal.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Melanie, I want to ask you just another question. I want to go back to the website, and I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, because I would love for people to be able to go to this website and sign up for our team, Dr. JACALYN's Colitis Crew. How can they do this?
Okay, so we're going to go back to that find event.
Okay.
And we're going to find Philadelphia. We're going to click on that one. And I believe that if you hit register now, you can search for a team. There you go. So if you're new, so this is, we can also show you how to get to your direct page, because I think that might be easier now.
Yes.
Just hit that back button.
Okay.
We're going to search for a team instead.
Justin, I drive them crazy at the foundation. Like, I can't find my link. I can't find.
So we're going to scroll down. It is a new website, so,
okay.
you know, we're all getting used to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So takes time.
Keep scrolling down.
Join us now.
There we go. And let's scroll on down a little bit more. And once you get to top teams and you hit view more.
Top teams. Okay. We're not there yet, Justin. We're not there, but we'll get there.
Then you can search a team. So you are Dr. JACALYN's Colitis Crew, but there's actually a search field at the top.
This is helpful for me as well. So thank you.
Hey, that's a good tutorial. Yeah.
Okay. Yay!
There you are.
There we are.
So you can hit join our team or support us. And from there, you're good to go. You'll be taken through the registration process. I do believe that if you just went to register now, you would have the option to join an existing team and search as well. But this, I think, was a quicker way to get to the page.
Fabulous. Thank you. And thank you, Justin, for your generosity and your donation. I really do appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure. As always, want to support what a great organization to support. So thank you.
Well, thank you guys. And Dr. JACALYN is turning 60 this year. So in honor of her 60th birthday, make sure you support Dr. JACALYN's Colitis crew.
I have it on my email signature. I've posted it on my social media. So it's funny because people say, oh, I saw that you're turning 60. And I say, where do you see it? Oh, I saw, you're raising money for the Crohn's Colitis Foundation. Like, did you donate? Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to. Hello.
And that's how you fundraise. And that's how you fundraise. It's not that hard.
Exactly. Melanie, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I really appreciate you and thank you for everything that you're doing. We have your banner, but for people who are on a radio station or a podcast platform or they can't read the banner, what is the best way to contact you?
So you can call or text my cell number. It's 646-640-6932. You can also email me. The easiest way would be to read it off of the screen, but it's MZHITNITSKY, MZHITNITSKY at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. And we love chatting with new people. So definitely give us a call and get involved. We'll find a great place for you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Justin, how would you like people to contact you and get involved with the work that you're doing?
Sure. You can contact me at my cell number, 610-324-5545 or justin@checkmatescharity.com. And we do support, Checkmates does support the Crohn's Colitis Foundation along with the United Ostomy Association of America. So, some of the proceeds that we receive from our events do go to the Crohn's Colitis Foundation as well. So we're always looking to support a really wonderful group of people.
All right. Thank you. And we would love to have you join our team, Dr. JACALYN's Colitis crew, or start your own team. That's okay. It doesn't have to be this team. It could be any team. It's such an incredible experience that you will be so grateful that you went, whether you're a patient or not. It's just about community.
It just takes two. So grab a friend and come on down to the link on June 25th.
That's right. All right. Great. Thank you both for being here. And thank you to our audience who's watching live or on the replay. We really do appreciate you. We look forward to hearing from you. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.